Our story began many weeks ago with three heroes, flawed as they were, graduating from their training as members of the Chosen Free. The first of the heroes was Akmanos, an intimidating and powerful tiefling mage with a penchant for a rather electrifying diplomacy, trained by the great master Kanye in the great art of being a hard G. Along with him came Wen Chung, the monk with a lopsided chest and a knack for fisticuffs, who had been trained by her spirit guide, or perhaps he was just a hallucination. And rounding out the party came a third character who, for unimportant reasons, the narrator can't remember. For simplicity's sake, let's just call him Kevin. It won't really matter because he never came back after the party entered the next town. Passing the trial of the Chosen Free and acquiring their weapons, the heroes set out towards the nearby metropolis of Beefbrook. Upon arriving at the gate, the heroes encountered an extraordinary, with emphasis on the ordinary, man named Mark. Though Mark seemed uninterested and aloof at first, Wen and Akmanos became infatuated with him instantly and vowed to meet him again later. Meanwhile, Kevin led his fellow heroes into the town. In Beefbrook, the party acquired two quests. One, from a local shoe fetishist, to acquire the Queen's shoes, and another from a woman named Zia, who claimed that her daughter had been kidnapped by bandits. Deciding to take Zia's quest first, the party decided they needed some muscle. Finally managing to wear him down with persistent attempts to be friends, the party convinced Mark to join them in their quest, and secondarily to consider becoming their friend. Additionally, Akmanos was able to recruit the help of a local farmer named Chun, as well as his children, Tep and Telra, ages 9 and 12 respectively. But he could not rouse Chun's wife, Te Bonafina, for support, but her failure to promote the cause was dealt with appropriately. The new crew went out to take on the dangerous Gigolo gang to get back Zia's daughter. Entering the cave and realizing they hadn't healed, the party instantly found themselves in for a tough fight. Fortunately, through careful sacrificing of their tanks, the party was able to defeat the gang members. As another danger approached the party, Akmanos summoned all of his remaining fury to protect the group from the approaching threat. Unfortunately, the threat happened to be Zia's daughter, Tia. As word of the group's exploits, or rather, penchant for lethal encounters, made its way around the town, the Queen soon sought out their services. She tasked the party with accompanying her most loyal guard, Neris, to go deal with a local whore who had taken something from the Queen. In exchange for their services, the Queen promised to provide them with a pair of her royal shoes, and with that promise, the party set off toward the slums of the town, towards the beef flaps. Inside the beef flaps, Wen took her chance to apply for a job with the local pimp called Big Daddy, and Mark tried to avoid falling back into old habits. Meanwhile, Akmanos made moves to hire Mandy with an eye. Upon meeting her, the party's task quickly became clear as Akmanos noticed that she was visibly pregnant. Presented with a moral conundrum that would have left most people confused on what to do, Akmanos didn't hesitate as he slaughtered Mandy with an eye and made his escape, guards in tow. Unfortunately, the guards caught up with him and a fight ensued. Eventually realizing what was going on, Wen murdered Big Daddy and went downstairs to join the fight just as Mark and Neris collapsed to the floor. Thinking quickly, Akmanos and Wen made a decision to move to protect Mark, dealing with the guards moving to kill him, while leaving Neris to die. Dealing with the remaining guards, and having protected Mark, the two worked to revive him, and with Mark revived and aroused, the party ran from the beef flaps and returned to the Queen. Overjoyed at the murder of Mandy with an eye, and the recovery, and subsequent destruction, of the potential usurper, the queen finally let her guard down in front of the party, and that night Akhmanos planted his own future ruler of Beefbrook deep within the queen's nubile loins. Meanwhile, Wen and Mark passionately began their relationship. Taking the queen's shoes as payment for their job well done, the party returned to the shoe fetishist and gave him the shoes. When he mysteriously ran, the party followed him to his home, whereupon some foul deeds happened. Traveling to the town wizard for their next quest, the wizard informed the party that he knew what they had done. He informed the party, also, that they would need to leave the town immediately, and, for the most part, the party agreed to his terms. As Akhmanos and Mark casually strolled towards the city's gate, Wen took a more loping path. Making their way north, or was it southeast? Who can keep track? Towards the roost, the party happened upon a strange tree. Climbing the tree, Mark discovered a griffin chicken, which laid an egg for him. As bandits heard chicken noises and approached, Mark flew the griffin chicken out of the tree as Wen and Akhmanos boomed the bandits to protect Mark. Continuing north along the path, the party arrived at a mansion where they discovered a group of bandits which had murdered a family and left only a small boy named Timmy. Fortunately, as the bandits remained nearby, the party agreed to help Timmy and took the chance to really put Mark's fighting abilities to the test as they went to dispatch the nearby bandits. Upon returning to Timmy to inform him of the death of the bandits, the party discovered that Timmy had disappeared from his locked cabinet. Eventually arriving at Boneville, the party met a small child selling maps who identified himself as Tim. Due to confusing naming and lack of descriptions, the party, confusing him for Timmy, gave chase, perhaps too aggressively so, as the boy's father stepped in to tell the party to leave his son alone. But, unhappy at being told what to do, Wen engaged the father in fisticuffs, and with every clumsy swing of his fists, Wen gracefully dodged out of the way, knocking the father on the ground without taking a single hit. Entering the town, the party discovered that there was a festival happening, and arena combat would be an event offered there. Trying to enter Mark into the contest alone, the party was informed that it would be impossible, so they were entered as a team. In the arena, the party fought through 4 rounds of brutal combat with skill, brutality, and copious fornication. Following the combat, the party received a message from Timmy, the real Timmy this time, informing them that they needed to meet him at the Onion Isles. In order to find passage to the Isles, the party went to the toughest bar in town to find some sailors. Inside, they met up with a crew captain who promised them safe passage to the Onion Isles as long as they promised to work on his ship delivering precious cargo. Later that night, the party solidified their love for each other as the building caught on fire for unimportant reasons. While sleeping off her hangover in front of the burning bar, Wen had a strange fever dream in which she solidified her need to travel to the Onion Isles as she fought off hordes of bandits and innocent children. No, killer! After procuring some armor for Mark, the party boarded the ship and met Captain Sanghorn Christmas, Captain Samuel Chibbers Captain Chibba Samway, Captain Samuel. It's not important. He dies later. He's dead later. They set sail on the ship bound towards the Onion Isles. Along their journey on the ship, the crew faced numerous dangers, including an old woman who demanded precious sacrifices, a fire elemental who killed the captain, C, a mermaid, Kanye, and a dangerous island feast. The party survived the dangers and took control of the ship, becoming pirates as they traveled. The now pirate ship eventually encountered a floating whorehouse, which they promptly destroyed in order to acquire new crew and slaves. As they approached their destination of the Onion Isles, the ship came across an enemy pirate ship hailing from Rapscalia. The party managed to take over the ship, securing a second for their fleet, and finding an Onion Knight aboard. The party disembarked with the Onion Knight, who had been imprisoned on the enemy ship for quite some time. Together, they fought through the dungeons of Rapscalia to face the Pirate King. Upon killing the Pirate King, Mark decided to take the crown for himself, but the Onion Knight did not approve. However, the Onion Knight did not get to approve. Mark brutally murdered him, and then knelt beside him and informed him how worthless his life was and how meaningless his death had been, as the Onion Knight slowly perished in front of the party. And so, with Mark crowned the new Pirate King, Akmenos, the captain of the Devil's Beef, and Wen Chung, certainly there doing some stuff, the party sits poised to explore the Onion Isles. But what will they accomplish from here? Find out next time.